we do have the management of Westlife Foodworld, Amit Jatia, chairperson, joining in with us as the company listed today on the NSE. Firstly, very good morning, Mr. Jatia, and thank you so much for joining in with us. I want to understand, what was the reason behind you deciding to list on the NSE now? What is the strategy behind this?
I think, as the brand and the business is growing, our investor base is also growing quite substantially. Today, I'm proud to say we have 35,000 investors already, and we are hoping that we will soon have lakhs of people coming on board. And therefore, we wanted Westlife to be available to our investors on all platforms. And therefore, it's very prestigious to be listed on the National Stock Exchange as well. So we thought it's a good additional step from, of course, the prestigious BSE. That is the main thought process behind this.
Good morning, Mr. Jatia. This is Cheryl also joining in the conversation. And the company, if you look at the performance, they've been able to perform much better than peers in the quarter gone by. Do you expect your outperformance compared to the peers to continue going ahead in this fiscal year as well?
Well, our whole thought process is that, McDonald's and Westlife has always operated from a platform and a strategic intent, rather than being tactical based on the volatility of the environment. And I think this has held us in good stead right from 2013, where we believe we have been able to deliver differentiated performance. And therefore, I do hope that given this continuation of our strategic foundation, we hope to continue to deliver differentiated results for our investors over the next 3 to 4 years.
Also, then what about your expansion plans in the southern India as well as tier 2 cities, especially in southern India with your chicken offerings as well?
So essentially, we've been a very focused growth company. Right or wrong is a separate subject, but that's how we've been. And as we continue to expand our reach into the country from about 45 to 50 cities over the next 4 to 5 years, we hope to increase that by at least 50%. So there is a push towards reaching more tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well. Not that we don't operate in these cities, but the intent is to push. So if earlier we were 70% in what we call our top key 6 cities, the plan now is to be at about 60% of growth in the key cities and take the smaller city growth from 30% to 40%. So yes, you will see an increased penetration in smaller cities, and also in South, with the chicken platform and the current base of 150 stores, we feel the opportunity has really grown quite rapidly, and therefore we will continue to focus very hard to grow the base in South as well. So when we double the restaurant base from the 350 to say 550 to 600 to 700 over the next 5-10 years, you will see us present in pretty much every small city, or every city rather, in West and South, and you will see us increase penetration in both West and South as well.
Right. If you could talk about the demand trends that you are actually seeing so far in FY24, are you seeing some sort of increase in demand for pizza, I beg your pardon, burgers when you compare it to pizza? Do you see that trend continue?
All I can say is, talking about, last quarter, which ended in March, what we are seeing is that we track the informal eating out market, and the informal eating out market is kind of flat for now. The important thing is it's not degrowing, but it's been not growing as well, at least in the last quarter. But what we are seeing is that at that time, value starts becoming very important to the consumer, and therefore the consumer visits within eating out so many different options, but we find that visits to McDonald's have actually gone up because we provide value. So there is a bit of a shift happening within the eating out industry, and it's typical. It has been seen through various recessions over the last 25 years that when things get slightly tougher for the consumer, then they tend to move towards QSR, and therefore we become beneficiaries of that.
Okay, and lastly, if you could help us, how the economics of food delivery on ONDC versus the aggregators work, and is it more beneficial for you in terms of a restaurant to go on the ONDC platform?
So the most important thing is that Westlife will be wherever platforms are emerging. So there's no question that we will not take leadership position as needed, where needed. ONDC is still emerging. The backbone of delivery rests with the company, and thankfully Westlife has the backbone. So therefore, as ONDC keeps taking shape, we will definitely be a part of that as well.
All right, Mr. Jatia, we leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us on ET Now, on listing on the NSE, as well as to talk about your company and the way forward for Westlife Foodworld.